Hello and welcome to Louisville Focus, a show, well, our mission is this, to show you how Metro government works and how you can jump in and help Metro government make our city a happier, healthier place. With me now is our first guest here. She is the Executive Director for the Office of Sustainability. She is Sumedha Rao. Sumedha, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
You know, I hear the word sustainability a lot, but I'm not sure exactly if I had to define it, I could do it. So what is your elevator speech when people ask you, what do you do in the Office of Sustainability?
Yes, so we are committed to creating a climate responsible and climate resilient Louisville. And when you talk about what climate responsibility or sustainable development is, the way that we define it, the textbook definition is that it's a triple bottom line focus. So when you think about business as usual, you're thinking about profit. But when you talk about sustainable development, you're talking about people, planet, and profit, or the 3 E's, which are economy, equity, and environment. So some alliterations there to make it easy, but basically the message is that we want to continue to do development, continue to be prosperous as a society, but make sure that we're not creating environmental harm and that we're keeping people in mind while doing it.
So what I hear there, Sumedha, I hear healthier a lot,
Yes.
which I love to hear. So maybe you can tell me a little bit more about, detail maybe an initiative or two that people could really understand and say, oh, that's what you're talking about.
Absolutely. So a lot of our focus at the office tends to be around clean energy. And the reason for that is that we do have a lot of, we see that climate change is impacting the city in terms of rising temperatures, increasing urban heat, things that are ultimately impacting people's health because, it's becoming harder for people to be outdoors, the air pollution issues getting worse. So changing our energy source is a big part of that solution. And one of the ways that we do that is through programs like our Solarize program, where we basically help procure solar panels or connect anybody who wants to go solar with a vetted installer that the city vets, and we negotiate a wholesale discount for everybody. So it just makes it cheaper to get solar panels on your home, and it's a way for people to participate in supporting more clean energy and clean energy jobs in the area.
Sumedha, we hear a lot about, growth and making sure that Louisville grows, but you want it to grow in a healthy way. So
Exactly.
how closely do you work with, let's say, the Department of Economic Development?
Yeah, so we do work with them pretty closely. We rely on their expertise a lot, and they have an excellent program called the Metro Go Green Business Loans, where they give businesses small loans for investing in energy efficiency and other green technologies. But the exciting thing is we also just this is the first day of our new green economy analyst joining our team. So now we have a new position who's going to really help strengthen that collaboration and make sure that we're really in sync with the economic development plans of the city.
So for someone who is watching Louisville Focus now, and they say, okay, how can I help? So if you were to talk to members of the community like myself, and I say, okay, sustainability, I like the way it sounds, I want to make our city healthier too, what would you suggest?
So there's lots of ways to get involved. One of the easiest ways is to follow us on social media and subscribe to our newsletter. We're at louisvilleky.gov/sustainability. And if we're doing public meetings or surveys where we're asking for people's input on what we want to do with the future of the city, that's a great way for people to jump in with their ideas and get involved. We also share a lot of events from our partners like the Air Pollution Control District and Brightside and tree planting organizations. So if you want to go volunteer, spend a day doing something for the environment, that's another great way to get involved as well.
Whenever I get a big cheese like yourself, an executive director, I always want to ask you, okay, what do you see in the future for your office that excites you? What do you see that may be happening, or maybe it's currently now being worked on, that really excites you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'm really excited about, starting to look at sustainability as a lens through which you see everything else. So I think sometimes it tends to get a little siloed and be its own little area of focus. But then what we're trying to do now and what we're hoping to do more of in the future is to basically integrate sustainability into all of the mayor's priorities. So whether it's housing or economic development or safe and healthy streets, there's a way to do all of those things while making sustainability a priority. It doesn't have to be one or the other. So those collaborations and looking at it through that lens is going to open up a lot of opportunities.
So there's been so much focus on sustainability, but you can't do it yourself. Okay, you seem to be pretty excited about the direction we're moving, and probably really excited about a recent grant I've heard about. So tell me about the new grant.
Yes, so we just recently received a very exciting grant. So it's a $1 million grant from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, and it is to do a regional climate action plan. So this is not just Jefferson County, but this is Jefferson County plus 10 surrounding counties in both Kentucky and Indiana. It's the entire metropolitan statistical area. And it requires us to do all of this great community engagement and get a lot of feedback on how we're going to actually meet our emissions reductions goals. And then that qualifies us to apply for up to $500 million in implementation grants. So for the first time, not only are we doing a planning process, but we actually have a way to implement those plans at the end of this. So it's a really exciting time, and we're doing a public survey, and we're going to have public community meetings, and information for all that is available on our website. But that's a great way for people to get involved in this exciting initiative and think about where you want to see the region in 5 to 10 years.
I love when you say region, because that tells me this not only positively impacts the city of Louisville, but the state of Kentucky and maybe beyond as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
You're the perfect person for this job because your passion for sustainability and all that it entails is really obvious. Can we make that contagious, Sumedha? Can we make it?
I hope so, yeah.
I hope so as well.